This morning, more of our series, How Do You Get to Heaven? Buddhism is the world's fourth largest religion with about 376 million followers. But most of us here in the West are mystified by the Buddhist concept of heaven. NBC's Campbell Brown is in Hong Kong with more. And good morning again, Campbell.
Good morning again to you, Lester. These are ideas that are so foreign to so many Americans and yet so prevalent here. The idea of reincarnation and cycles of life in Hinduism and the heaven on earth that Buddhists are trying to find.
There are many heavens in the Buddhist faith.
Heaven in Buddhism is actually a state of mind.
You don't have to die or anything to get to heaven because
it's more about becoming enlightened.
For many Westerners raised on God-centered religions, a Buddhist meditation might look like a prayer service. In fact, Buddhists are not praying to Buddha. They are focusing their minds to find the path to Buddha's greatest discovery, heaven on earth.
The ultimate destination is to be right here in an enlightened way, to become a Buddha.
Buddhists believe that Buddha was an ordinary human being, born in 563 BC, who discovered the path to heaven through intense meditation and intellectual devotion, then spent the last 45 years of his life trying to show others how to follow the same path. Buddha was raised as a Hindu and shared some of the same views on the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth known as samsara. Hindus and Buddhists believe death is not the end, but rather the beginning of your journey towards reincarnation.
That is why death is a natural culmination of a fulfilled life and not a catastrophe or a calamity.
The Buddhist Wheel of Life illustrates the many possible destinations in the afterlife. Where you go and how long you take to be reborn depends on your karma. Positive actions and deeds during your lifetime will help you get to the pleasant and enlightening realms of heaven until your next incarnation. If you have built up a lot of bad karma by harming others, you end up in one of the hellish realms, subjected to pain and suffering until your next chance at another life on earth.
That is how your moral behavior in life very much determines your destiny after death.
You are afraid of doing the wrong thing because you know it has a repercussion.
For Hindus, the ultimate goal is to reach the highest realm of the heavens known as moksha and never return to earth.
Moksha is liberation. You are in a liberated state with the highest supreme.
This is where Buddhist discovery made a major break from Hinduism. Buddha believed that the ultimate goal should be to find heaven right here on earth. The Lama Ula Nidal teaches a form of Buddhism known as the Diamond Way, a series of meditations and mental coursework designed to help students become Buddhists themselves.
I think the only religion that shows the mirror behind the pictures, the ocean underneath the waves, that this is actually Buddhism.
Imagine a world in which the sun is always obscured by clouds. Think of those clouds as the negative things in your life like anger, ignorance, and fear. Through meditation and mental training, Buddhists believe you can push away the clouds and see the sun and the real meaning of life for the first time.
If one can experience whatever happens as a gift because one has an unshakable center that one is seeing it from, then, one is a very rich person.
Enno Jacobson and Christina Slade are students of the Lama Nidal. They believe the mental investment they're making now will pay off during their lifetimes and beyond.
Buddhism has definitely affected how I treat other people or also how I see other people.
It doesn't allow me to be a passive participant in my life. I am the captain of my ship. And when you realize that, life gets really interesting.
And these are complex traditions and belief systems, both Buddhism and Hinduism, and we have boiled them down to the very simplest, most basic core here, so we should ask the religious scholars to forgive us. And Lester, we should also point out that many non-Buddhists in the United States obviously incorporate many of the practices of Buddhism, like meditation, into their daily lives. We think of it as a form of relaxation and sometimes forget the religious origins of these practices. Lester?
Campbell, fascinating report. You've got a long journey home. Safe trip, and I'll see you here, 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Don't be late.
Okay.
All right. We're back in a moment, but first, this is Today on NBC.